response for disruption. So I would wish participants to be able to get into the chat Q&A and be able to, let's connect there a bit so that we can be part and parcel of this great discussion of how do we manage disruption. So let's get to our chat box or our Q&A. Let's go to our Q&A. An interference, disturbance in the flow of normal workflow. Yes, that's true. From the line, that's true. That's a disruption. We think our communication channels. How do we manage disruptions? Both the organizations and the. Yes, let's keep chatting. What causes of disruption could also be political. True. Could also be political, technological, social, health, as the case of COVID. Yes, thank you. More chats. More chats. Thank you. Thank you. Strategies should organizations as employers adopt, but also there's the employer and there's also the employee for effective response to disruption, which we'll also need to look, not always be talking on side of employers, but we also need to be talking of employees. Rethink our business continuity plans, adopt them and make them more agile. Thank you, surely Grace, because it's very important for us to keep business continuity. And what are the things that we talk about business continuity in the aspects of in the aspect as financial, in processes, in the aspect of people. So as we continue with this discussion of managing through disruptions, we'll also be looking into details what we need to look. Now, what organizations are doing today? Many organizations have gone directly to cutting costs. Others have exited their geographical markets. Others are streamlining supply chains, reducing costs, bargaining more, reducing their stock levels. Others also are revamping their brands, and there are also other options. But which of these strategies is the most effective in response to disruption? How do you manage through this disruption? Our take today is info, because employee development complex, it may be long-term priority, but more effective than short-term responses to disruption. So we need to invest in people. How do we invest in people? How shall we invest in our people so that they can be able to appreciate, manage disruption, and be part of business continuity? As one of our participants, I guess, have pointed out, the issues of to continue business continuity. So we need to focus on people. They are there, they are the main engine, and they're the drivers of strategy. So our take today is invest in people. It is the most effective way of managing disruption. So we go to managing disruption, invest in people. How do we do it? Number one, we need to integrate people and strategy. That is number one. We need to integrate people and strategy. Very, very important. We need to understand the people factors that impact on strategy. Human capital strategy analysis, whereby we need to understand from the beginning of our strategy. Currently, are we able to do SWOT analysis with our people? Are we able to know our strengths? Are we able to know our threats? Are we able to know our weaknesses and our opportunities? So which are those strengths we have even amid such a pandemic like COVID-19 and its reality? So we need again back to go to the drawing board and be able to integrate our people with strategy. What are our strengths during the COVID-19 reality? What are our weaknesses? So that we can be able to point out the weaknesses and build them into strength. Also look at the opportunities available there. But again, what opportunity do we have? When you engage your people, you'll be able to understand this further. They will be able to give the critical elements that can be able to deliver us through these disruptive times. How do we convert to measures? How do we measure? How shall we know where we are? And get to the reality. Even if you'll be going to cost cutting, but you need to have integrated people and be part of the journey, not top down, but together. That will help us to know what we need to do, what to do, and how we shall close the gap. So that's on integrating people. And I will share a case study that there was an example of a bank that executed a successful digital transformation by linking its business and people strategies through crowdsourced ideas from their employees. When the management team held an innovation competition that allowed employees to voice their aspirations, it sparked hundreds of suggestions, many of which were implemented and boosted the employees' investment in realizing the bank's goal. This is all about integrating people and strategy. Our people are the most critical asset, and more so during the disruption times and reality. In the case study, the bank decided to put people first, and the bank was able to come with a system that benefited its customer and delivered the growth. So number two, do we show these people, even if we are integrating them, integrating our people and the strategy, are we able to show our employees that they are valued? Are we able to show our employees that they are valued? That's very critical. Integrating people is one thing, but the other thing, are they valued? Are they part and parcel? Is their voice heard? So here again, your voice counts. What are some of the strategies we use or is used at a workplace to show care and value to our staff? So let's get to our chat box, dear participants, so that we can be able to come to chat on question and answers. What are the strategies we always use or is used at workplace to showcase that our employees are valued? So let's get to our Q&A. Be there, our chat box. Thank you, Githaiga, for joining. What are some of the strategies we use or is used at workplace to show that we care our staff? Let's have what we do best, what we do. Thank you, Mr. Njenga. Job enrichment and description. Thank you. Empowering the employees by allowing them make critical decisions, therefore they will feel they are counted. Thank you. In the chat box again, first listening to the voice and implementing some of the practical innovative ideas they have which they could deliver value into. Thank you. Internal training, continue empowering your employees, continue empowering and engaging your employees, train them on the new happenings, train them on the new skills. Very correct. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What are the sum of the strategies do we use or is used to show that your employees are valued? How do we value our staff? And particularly during this time of disruption, how shall we value our staff? It's very, very important for us to appreciate that. How shall we value our staff? So let's keep chatting. Let's keep chatting. Thank you. Let's keep chatting. Your voice counts. So what are the sum of the strategies do we use or is used to show that we care for our employees? Yes, protect their jobs first before the organization. So relook spend, and ensure they are cautioned as revenue drops. Relook at the spend and ensure they are cautioned as the revenue drops. Very, very important, Grace. Then by providing, from Joseph, by providing incentives to all employees, you show that you care. Thank you. Well, sometimes we look for very big things, but also the little things matter in our day-to-day lives. The little things, thank you, Gideon. Thank you, Mr. Gedaiga, rewarding and the delegation to demonstrate to them that we can trust them and we value them. Very correct. When we reward our employees, we delegate duties. They are engaged, they're integrated part of the strategy. It demonstrates also to the employee that is valued, and also they can share the vision and the dream of the organization, and they feel valued. So dear participants, as we continue, thank you so much, continue sharing. We will be able to see what are these some of the things, sometimes what you have indicated, plus also the little things that are able to show that employee is valued. So we'll have number one, go above and beyond to personally help them, understand their situation, relate to them, don't act like you are above them, connect with their team. During disruption, this is the most time we need to be together. Well, the COVID-19 reality is social distancing, physical distancing, but we should not literally not relate to one another. And that's why psychologists say during such pandemics, you need to be talking to someone, be calling, discuss. Right now, during COVID, we are using webinars, we are using Zoom meetings, we are using WebEx. So it's very, very important to be able to be having meetings with your team so that to be talking where you are. You are in a school setting. You need to be having your school meeting. For example, Mr. Njenga, you need to be having your school meeting with Zoom. Encourage people. It can also happen on phone. Get on video, get to know what is happening to your people. Connect with your team. Very, very important. Show you care about their personal life. How are you doing? Yeah, how are you doing? Show interest in their significant others, not only them, but also how is their life, how are their relatives, how is it going? Very, very important. Back them up with clients where necessary. Do things that set you apart. The things that you have felt have been setting you apart. This is the time to come together and be able to do things together. Integration is very important so that we can be able to chart our way forward together. So be real and transparent with them and make time for them. Little things do matter. So create opportunities for new experiences with your teams, observing the COVID guidelines, social distancing, ensuring also you're able to maintain health, washing your hands continuously, and put it as a way of working even at the workplace or wherever you'll be going together. Be aware of the expectations you set. They need to be smart, they need to be realistic, whereby we can be able to live together longer and be alive when we'll be able to manage the COVID. Show respect, advocate for your people, give your employees autonomy to think, work together, and be fair and neutral. Always be true to the letter. Give credit, don't be the boss or them that take credit. Be it that your employee or the employer, or you are the superior or the supervisor, always give credit. If it's to the direct report, give the credit where it matters. Empowered and engaged employees are more likely to go an extra mile to help their company succeed during times of adversity. So very important for us in times of adversity that when we empower our people, Ms. Tanjanga, you had said internal training is very important. You need to empower and engage our employees because they are more likely to go an extra mile to help the company succeed in the times of adversity. We need to set up programs that are more relevant today on how we shall do with our employees going forward. Sitting down and waiting for things to happen will never happen. It is all, we are all in it, and we need to look for which are the skill sets that we need to deliver to our employees together so that we can be able to succeed now, the times of adversity, but also who said this is the worst time? Maybe it's not the worst. You should thank God always. This is COVID-19 reality, but we thank God when
Hello, are you there?
Hello. Sorry for the disruption, Daktari.
Thank you.
I think we have you back. Yeah, welcome back. Apologies to our participants. It's part of the disruptions we keep experiencing. Welcome back, Daktari. I think we are ready to carry on.
Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you, Rachel. We will continue from where we've been. It's interesting, and sorry to the participants. These manenos of power sometimes can go beyond control, part of disruption. So we need to invest more and more to be able to have all the equipment as a grid and power. So empower and engage employees, more likely will be able to go the extra mile to help the company succeed. Indeed, 80% of the respondents in a particular survey showed that successful managed disruption believed that employee communication and engagement were highly important to their successes. Clearly, business leaders who persistently demonstrate commitment to employees through words and actions are more likely to earn trust and loyalty. These qualities help companies survive disruptions and thrive thereafter. There is a case study where there's one bank that recovered from a scandal where, among other things, its new CEO decided to openly communicate with employees, investors, and stakeholders, where they went to the details to be able to know what really happened before the scandal. And they worked together how they should be able to survive in future. And with that, they were able to come out of the scandal, and despite the challenges that were there, so they were able to deliver that. But the most also important thing as a CEO, if you're the leader, do not fear to communicate to people. But eventually, this particular CEO had sent as many posts unanswered, but he never gave up. He continued communicating, connecting with these people until they were able to respond. The investors were able to respond. The stakeholders were able to respond. So this is one critical